everyone, my name is Dharmishri and here are the list of my group members' name. We are from Group B and would like to present Lab Report for Dissecting Crabs. Let's go! This is an anatomy of a male crab and take a look on its reproductive system over here. Next is the anatomy of a female crab and take a look at the amount of eggs it bears. Let's discuss. To identify the gender of a crab is pretty easy. We have to look at the underside of the crab's shell. If it's more like candle form, it is male. Meanwhile, if it's more like ball-like form, it is female. Besides that, male has a blue color claws. Meanwhile, female have a red tip on its claws. The characteristic and design of the crab's legs are not similar. Crabs have 5 pairs total. First pair is called shellipads. It is large, most powerful, have pincher, movable and have tiny teeth used for prey catching, defense mechanism and also mating. The others are called periopods. Second to fourth periopods is pointy and used for food gathering and walking. The fifth pair is like oar-like, used for swimming in some species. Next is the mouthparts of the crab. Consists of 3 elements, which is the mandible, maxillula and maxilla. Maxillipads used for filtration, grooming and cleaning because water escapes through this opening. Maxilla convey food to mandible and mandible is the largest part of the mouth. It can rotate and is used for chewing and cutting the food. Next is how crab process the food. First, the food is taken into their mouth part using their claws and then straight to their stomach and further down to their esophagus. It turns back to proventriculus where there is crops and gizzard to process their food. Processed food then travel to midgut via pyloric valve, in which nutrients are absorbed and waste materials are excreted through rectum and anus. What happens when a crab's shell is broken? Action will be limited, slowed metabolism, low energy levels, inadequate nutrient intake. According to a researcher, the crab will become more aggressive and have high performance in fighting in search of new home. Here are the references. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cornelia. I will continue the next question, which is question 3. Where do crabs excrete their urine from? So basically, this crab's urine is generated via the ultrafiltration in the antennal gland or green gland that is located at the base of the antennas and near their eyes. This ammonia is expelled in the urine through the antennal gland system. These crabs excrete just a little amount of urine, so the rest is in the form of ammonia gas. The crab excrete urine primarily through a single cell layered epithelium that is covered by iron selective cuticle that is called pilobranchiate gill. This urea will enter these folded gills inwardly against the direction of the gills and excreted across both anterior gills and posterior gills outside of the body. Next, question 4. Describe the crab mating process. In this question, I will tell you about the crab's love life, how they mate, Mr. and Mrs. Crab. Mr. is for male crab, Mrs. is for female crab. Before their love life begins, Mr. Crab tries his best to make Mrs. Crab fall for him, but sometimes she fights back. This is what we call courtship. Then, after Mr. Crab managed to win her over, then their love life begins with the 4 stages. The first one is pre-copulatory caging, where Mr. Crab places Mrs. Crab closer to his abdomen. Then, the next stage is molting. When Mrs. Crab ready to molt, throughout the molting, Mr. Crab protects his lover, or Mrs. Crab. After the changes, Mrs. Crab has a new color and form of abdomen. This is the sign of maturation for the female crab. Then the next stage is copulation. This is when the true mating process begins. The position is male on the top and female is at the bottom. The first is Mr. Crab flipping Mrs. Crab over with her abdomen readily open and show her gonopores. Then Mr. Crab inserts his gonopods into Mrs. Crab gonopores. The copulation begins. The process completes when Mr. Crab turns Mrs. Crab over. The last stage is post-copulation, and this is the post-copulatory guarding position. This is when Mr. Crab will act aggressively in order to protect Mrs. Crab until Crab exoskeleton fully hardens. After Mrs. Crab exoskeleton fully hardens, then Mr. Crab leaves her and have to say goodbye. Next, what is the mating behavior of crabs? How do they attract their partner? They attract their partner by using the pheromones, also known as chemical scents. There are two examples here. The first one is for the blue crab and the second one is Dungeness crab. How they use these pheromones. The blue crabs, the male, they spread the odors to the potential female by moving side to side or by using their claw. For the Dungeness crab, the female using these pheromones to draw in roaming males. The pair will engage in a pre-mating embrace, where the male wraps his legs and claws around the females after chemical bonding.